So I know we keep saying we're going to talk about your story going south.
Yes.
And we've gone off into
We
India, we've
keep on
talked about
getting
your
distracted.
childhood,
Yeah,
which we're going to get distracted some more. I'm enjoying this conversation here, actually.
that's great.
And no structure to it. I actually want to know why Imroze does what he does. I mean, I watch his videos, his Instagram, which we'll share as the information, because you really got to see this stuff. And for me, I get self-conscious. Like sitting here on camera right now, there's a million questions that go through my, oh, should I say that or should I do that? Or am I sitting properly or
Yeah.
is everything okay? So I am that person already.
Yeah.
But I don't put myself out there to just randomly share a video. I don't know how you do it.
I think it just all comes down to self-confidence. I'm a very egotistical, narcissistic person. So for me, I am practically in like a brown embodiment of Kanye. I'm a huge Kanye fan, so I kind of get the confidence from him. And with what I do with my mom, making funny stuff. So it's just, I feel like the stuff that I do in my spare time, all the funny stuff, I think people need to hear that because everybody's going through their own struggle. They're going through their own journey every day. So for a minute or something, I can do something funny with my mom that distracts my mom and then distracts the person for a little bit too. So
Never thought of it that way. Thank you for that. I'm not joking. That actually, just listening to what you said, it's a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
It's taking somebody away from that tough moment
Yeah.
and being able to laugh about something.
Yeah.
Just totally lets them get away.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
break free from whatever's bugging them. Laughter is huge.
It's huge. It's people take it for granted, but it holds a very strong, potential.
All right.
Yeah.
So speaking of potential and what laughter does for you, Imroze was on a journey heading south.
Yes.
And his uncle said, "Be careful. What are you doing going south for?"
Yeah.
And you decided that you were going to.
So I told my uncle that I'm going down states, and after the whole shebang with Trump and everything, crossing the border and Trump banning Muslims from some countries and all that, he told me to be very careful. When I was exploring the coast, Washington and Oregon, started doing a series of the places that I went to, and I kept on titling them. My uncle told me to be safe. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. So every place that I went to, I just labeled them.
And was it safe?
It was Oregon was very safe. Seattle was safe too, but it was the towns between Bellingham and Seattle that were not that friendly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, you have heard about a lot of stuff about Sikhi,
Yeah.
getting mistaken as an Islamic faith.
Yeah. That happened recently in Kent as well too.
Kent, I read about.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We won't bring it up, the issue, but we're going to state is total different culture, but still human beings.
Yes.
Even if somebody is of an Islamic faith, it doesn't give us a right to judge them as a stereotypical view that everybody has of. And then secondly, to not have the willingness to learn. It's called ignorance, that a different culture exists
Yeah.
that can also look similar and has this total different set of beliefs.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so side note, you're in between Bellingham and Seattle.
Yeah.
What do you mean not so safe?
Not so safe as in I was getting gas after Bellingham.
Were you eating beans?
No.
I get gas after beans.
Oh.
Yeah, but not good gas. Okay, high octane gas. You're safe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I did not get that.
I
Right.
know you didn't.
Okay. No, so I was getting gas, and two of these cars, like these old 70s cars, they pass by and they have the stickers on there, like Trump for president and all that.
Okay, so yeah.
So there was that, but nothing like really like physical front conversation or anything. But when I was still like at the gas station, all these people, like this dude got off his truck and he had a Confederate flag flying from his pickup truck, and the whole time he was eyeballing me. And to be honest, I have dealt with stuff like this before, so it's just nothing new to me. For me, I was scared though, because first of all, I am in a different country. I am a Canadian. I am a brown man wearing a turban, so I was scared. So for me was to maintain that eye contact with the gas nozzle, get the gas, and as soon as I'm done, get out.
I'm bothered. Right now. You know, I've shared some good moments with you. We've laughed. I just brought up some gas issues. But for a human being to be scared, just think about that. You know, like you're a kid, you're in your basement, lights go off, and you're scared. You got to run back upstairs.
Yes.
You know, you have a fear of the boogeyman, and that's a childish fear.
Yeah.
But to be a grown man,
Yeah.
educated family, and to have fear for your life or well-being,
Yeah.
that
It's you know, I've been in the Canadian culture for a minute now, and I know how it works. At least what I know, I think I know how it works. But you know, whenever you go into the boonies, like past Chilliwack or something, Chilliwack has a huge Confederate population of people who believe in that. You know, they are the
well, you can go anywhere in
yeah.
society, and there's going to be haters. I'm not going to say that south of this line is all bad
Oh, yeah.
people, or
Yeah.
east of this line. You're going to find negative people in our own culture.
Of course.
I find intercultural hate is bigger than interracial hate.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
people that have been here third generation Canadian, Indo-Canadians resent fresh off the boat Indians.
Oh, definitely. There's
And it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
We're the same people from the same motherland, speaking the same language, eating the same food.
Yeah.
But that tension exists. So we're not
course.
saying that, okay, that town is bad, but it exists everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
But to face it on a global scale almost, like, that's what I'm getting at. Like,
Yeah.
you're a brave man. Did you go with anybody?
So I did pick up my friend from Seattle,
'Kay.
but it was like the whole time before Seattle that I was there. So when my friend joined in, it was perfectly fine because then it was like a nice little catalyst because she was present there the whole time. So because of that, I did not get too many eyes. But also, I've entered Portland at this time. Portland is very welcoming and everything. But it was before Seattle. That was which I did not expect at all.
Did you have any expectations when you go there? You just, no big deal. I'm just crossing the border. This is everyday life. Because I know how many times we cross. You don't even think twice.
Yeah.
Bellingham, right there, right? Well, we cross all the time. And we'll go for inventory, supplies, whatever
Yeah.
we need. And my mom got harassed the other day. And that bothered me as well. And she was like, it was the same person, the border guard, that she sees every day.
Yeah.
Same person. Sees 4 times a week. And on this particular day, she just didn't happen to know my mom. And yeah, everything. Take this out, open this. And it was almost like going through your personal possessions.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
It kind of messes with your brain at the same time too because it's you just expect things to go nicely and everything, and when they go not the way you expected them, you know, kind of brain kind of tells you that maybe next time you should be more careful and all that. So you're more extra cautious next time. So that's so for me, if I'm to go to Seattle again, if I'm passing through those areas again, I'll be extra cautious.
So you're gonna fill up in it before you go.
Oh, I'll carry an extra tank of gas in my trunk. I'm never getting out.
See, now that's the part that hurts. Is like you're just living your life. You're
Yeah.
not going to hurt anybody. You're not in any propaganda of any sort. You're just a human being with
Yeah.
a certain faith. It looks a certain way.
Yeah.
Yet you're judged straight away.
Exactly. So for me, when
Where does that come from? Where does that judgment come from? Is it coming from political, let's say, impressions of what they think our culture is? Or I think maybe fear of not knowing who we are.
yeah, exactly. I mean, most of the time they don't know what my religion believes in. You know, what the practices are. Like I feel like Sikhi is so welcoming and accepting of so many things, and when they look at me, they just first of all they see the turban, right? So and they, of course, the negative things will pop in your head first because that's how our human brain works. So all the negative connotations that are related to the turban will come into their head, and they will jump to that conclusion right away. So I feel like that's how it works.
Okay, something very important that Imroze said is Sikhi is very accepting. It is probably the most accepting. Kind of like a philosophy of Buddhism, I guess you could say. It's a way of life. It teaches
Yes,
you.
it's yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I don't look, it is a religion. It is classified as a religion,
Yes.
but it's 100% philosophy of
Yes.
life.
It's the way you live the life too. Like they're yeah.
Yeah. So for anybody watching that doesn't know Sikhism, Sikhi,
Sikh, yeah.
take a minute, check it out. It'll teach you a lot more than you could imagine about acceptance,
Yeah.
and learn why it is so accepting. Maybe we should do that on one of our episodes.
I'd love to.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do a different episode. We won't
Yes.
get into that. I actually want to continue the journey down south and coming home across the border again.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a quick break here. Okay. There's been no focus to this conversation, has there?
Yeah, we're just floating around.
Okay. Well, has there been a focus?
Not that I know of.
No? Okay, well, let's focus.
Okay.
I really want to know the experience of getting back into Canada. Now, going into the States,
Yeah.
did they check your paperwork?
They, the typical paperwork, show me your passport.
Really? It was
roll down
easy?
the window. Yeah, but there was no problem.
Okay.
There was no problem.
What did you need? What did you need?
I'm sorry?
What did you need? Driver's license, care card, birth certificate, passport?
Just a passport.
So you have to have a passport to cross the border?
Yes.
Okay, so make sure you go get your passports, people, because that's a pretty big deal these days. Okay.
Can't just lily-dally walk in, I guess.
No, that makes sense. Okay. And you got there, no problem. Once you're there, a little bit of a struggle between Bellingham and Seattle.
Yes.
Oh, you went to go see a girl?
Mom, if I can explain.
You did say that, didn't you?
Yes.
On camera.
Yes.
Care to enlighten us?
We're just friends. We're just really, really good friends. We travel all the time. So she flew in from New York.
We travel all the time? You and her?
Me and Gurjinder.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to have a picture to show on the episode.
Yes. Huge
Okay.
shout out to Gurjinder.
There's the ADD kicking in.
Yeah.
Again. All right, I'm sorry. Back on track. So you got to the States.
Yes.
You met your friend.
Yes.
Everything was okay once you're with your friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like she served as a catalyst. So if they did see a turban man walking around downtown, when there was a girl on the side, they think that calmed them down, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if a girl can trust you, then they could trust you.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, all right. Now, I wanted to get this part. So we're heading back. You got to the border again. Any issues along the way? Any strangers bother you? Because now you've dropped her back off.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're back on your journey.
Back on the journey. This time I got lost, but nothing really crazy. Anything happened. I was still, my brain was telling me that to be careful this time because remember, my brain was like, remember what happened last time you were in this neck of the wood, So the whole time, just like my brain, sometimes when you have anxiety, right? There's something in the back of your head just always telling you that, be careful, be careful, be careful. So the whole time, I was playing my music the whole time, trying to keep myself distracted, but my brain was
Hip hop, rap music, or
Oh, yeah.
yeah, okay.
straight up. Just that's what calms me down. So I was listening to all of that. So, but still, my brain was telling me to just be careful, keep an eye out. Yeah.
Okay. Now, before we go here, there's something I wanted to bring up, and we brought it up before the break, and it was about Sikhism and not knowing the difference between Islam and Sikhism. A question for you, and a challenge for our audience. The question is, how do we get a public to notice that Sikhism is different? It's a culture, religion, a philosophy of its own.
Sikhi is, I feel like the two different spectrums, but also at the same time, if somebody does call me a Muslim, I don't go out of my way telling them like I am not a Muslim. I feel like if I'm being discriminated for looking different and being called an Islam, not Islam, Islam is a religion, being called a Muslim, I do correct them sometimes. I'm like, I'm a Sikh, I'm a different person. But the thing is that if I'm getting, I will not just dump it on to a Muslim that I'm not a Muslim, I should not be going through this. I need to stand up for any injustice in the first place.
You know what I just thought of? It's a crazy answer. It's like, you know what? My forefathers were Muslims. Sikhism came from Muslim and Hinduism.
Yeah.
It's the mixture of the two. And be like, well, one day, no, because that could cause more trouble. It really could, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
lightly,
bothered
yes.
by that. I really am. Like,
Yeah.
I guess it comes down to ignorance or just lack of knowledge. But yeah, the question is, how do we, as people in a position of sharing information and knowledge, make that difference or make that stand and say, hey, two different things. And I'm not saying Islam is bad people and Sikhs are good people.
Yeah.
Everybody's good people and there's always some bad people. How do we do that? How do we differentiate or make that stand and say, hey guys, come on, know the facts or know the difference?
Yeah.
How would we?
I feel like just like this is a good topic too, but also at the same time I feel like high schools, like school boards, really need to come into this and teach the students since day one that this is the difference, but also don't teach them hate at the same time. Tell them like this is the differences, and this is what we practice, this is what they practice, and everybody's cool.
You know what? Everybody is cool, and I think we're going to end on the everybody is cool and point out education. That's the most important part. Now, all the serious side is done. Why don't you let us know, where do we see any of your posts? Where do we hear your podcasts? And all this information we'll have on our screen as well.
Yes.
But there you are. Let our audience know.
I had the privilege to interview Jazz for the first podcast that I ever recorded, and it was basically to find out why does he do what he do. So that's the mission behind what I do personally. I just like to find out what people are doing with their lives and how they're making impact. And if I can teach people or show them this is what a person's doing through a podcast or in like a blog or something, so I think that's I've done my job. So for that, I've created a platform. It's a website. It's an online magazine kind of thing, and it's called We the Hound. www.wethehound.com, and you'll find podcasts there. People doing cool poetry stuff.
Why the Hound?
It's just a We the Hound. Like it's the clique. The group of people. They're always doing cool stuff, and you can just like tell like yes, the Hound is here. Like the group of people.
The
pack. Yes. Yeah. So that, and keep a lookout. We'll be dropping
on
some cool.
Facebook. You're on Instagram.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Snapchat coming soon.
Yeah?
No.
Okay, we'll share all that information on our Facebook, on our social media, on the screen as well for you. All
yes.
right. Well, thank you, Imroze.
Well, thank you, Jazz.
That was
Thank you
fun.
for having me on.
It was a different type of an interview. I
Yes.
actually enjoyed it. Yeah. We'll try and keep things a little more light these days. I really enjoyed this one, so thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, till next time.
Yes.